Hey guys, Sebastian here. I'm a tour guide in Greece, but a few days ago I flew to Rome to join a Colosseum plus Forum guided tour, and so here's what it looks like. First, your guide will bring you to the Forum. Now, the Forum in ancient Rome is roughly the same as what the ancient Greeks called the Agora, so it's basically the heart of the city where all the commercial, political, and religious buildings were located. The Roman Forum was continuously built between 500 BC and 400 AD, and as you can see, it was an absolutely beautiful place. But throughout the 5th century after Christ, Rome was attacked and destroyed multiple times by different Germanic tribes, and so today this is what's left. It's not a lot, but there are some landmarks that actually survived surprisingly well, like the Curia Julia, which was the Senate house, and just next to it, the beautiful Arch of Septimius Severus, built in 200 AD to celebrate the conquest of the region that is now called Iraq. And this, which is the temple of Antoninus and Faustina, a Roman temple which was later transformed into a church. After that, you'll head up to the steep Palatine hill, which overlooks the Forum. This hill is where the wealthy Roman families were living, including the emperor in person. That's why the ramp to go up the hill is called the imperial ramp. And so you are going to walk the very path that the Roman emperor would take every day on his way to the Forum, which I think is pretty cool. And then when you reach the top of the Palatine Hill, you will have the most amazing view of the entire Forum. And you should be grateful to be allowed up there, because during Roman times, only the emperor and the highest elite would get to have this view. There, of course, your tour guide will spend some time explaining what all these ruins are down there. And then on the way back down, you'll get to see the gorgeous Arch of Titus, amazingly well preserved. That one celebrated the conquest of Jerusalem in 70 AD. And this other famous arch, the Arch of Constantine, built in 315, Constantine being the emperor who Christianized the Roman Empire in the 4th century. All right, that was for the Forum. Next is going to be the one and only Colosseum. As I'm sure you're aware, it was built in the 1st century AD to host gladiator fights. From the upper floor, you'll get a really good scale of the place. It's absolutely huge. It could host up to 50,000 people, which is insane for that time. But the real highlight for me is when you enter the arena on the ground floor. This is what a gladiator would have seen as he entered the arena to go and fight. You have to pay a little more to access this arena floor, but in my opinion, so worth it. And there in the arena, your tour guide will explain what sorts of shows were being held in the Colosseum, including the incredible naval battles, which, by the way, the recent movie Gladiator 2 portrayed pretty well, even though a bit over-exaggerated. But what a show that must have been. You'll also get to see the hypogeum, which are all these structures that would have been under the arena floor, all sorts of lifts and trapdoors that allowed animals and gladiators to be lifted up very suddenly and appear in the middle of the arena to create an even more dramatic effect. So there you go, that's the tour. You can book it here or click the link down below. The option I recommend is the one with the arena floor, and that tour lasts around 2.5 hours. If you're on a budget and you'd rather visit these places on your own without a tour guide, then this is the tickets to enter the Colosseum and the Forum, and this one is the same but with the arena floor included as well. When booking any of these, you will be asked to choose a time slot that is only the time slot to enter the Colosseum. The Forum, you can go anytime you want, as long as it's within 24 hours before or after the time and date you picked for the Colosseum. And by the way, make sure to get these tickets online ahead of time. Otherwise, you'll end up in huge lines to get your paper ticket on site, which is such a waste of time. You can find the links for the tickets down below as well. And super important, whether you go with a guide or without a guide, you need to have some ID on you, whether that's your national ID or driver's license, because security is pretty intense at the entrance of both the Forum and the Colosseum. All right, I'm going to leave you with these 3 videos. How to visit the Vatican, the best food and wine tour in Rome, and the very underrated Borghese Gallery, one of the cheapest tours you can go on in Rome and an absolute must-do. All right, that's it for today. Hope you liked it. See you in the next one. Bye.